How's it going, guys? Sandris here. Another great arm wrestling event is behind our backs, and I'm just gonna do a little review here of all the matches and what I thought of the event overall. So first match, Robbie Toppy versus Aymeric Pradines, went pretty much as I expected. I knew Robbie was strong, but Aymeric is on a different level in my opinion, especially on that left arm, and he won pretty easily. Nurdolet Aydarkhan versus Valej Kitty as well. I thought Nurdolet would win, but maybe in a little bit tighter match. But Vala showed a great strength, especially in the first rounds, great speed, and it was a great match overall. The event started kinda slow as always, to build the hype up with every match, and every match kept getting better and better, and I think the event was a success. Not with the biggest names, of course. Devon Larratt, Levan, all those guys, top right arm wrestlers bring a lot of attention. Top super heavyweight arm wrestlers bring a lot of attention to the event, but this time without them. But still, we had amazing matches. Next match, Marcio versus Oleg. Oleg won this match pretty easily. I expected Marcio maybe to have something a little bit more in this match, but Oleg's just very strong, and side pressure just too much for Marcio. So Oleg won that pretty easily. Oleg Zhok versus Avtandil Tutberidze. This is a great match actually. First couple rounds, Avtandil showed great pronation strength and back pressure strength. He was almost opened up, but still managed to hold his pronation and almost opened up Oleg's hand, which was great. But of course, after that he got a little bit tired, and in the later rounds, last 2-3 rounds, Oleg won pretty easily and won the match overall as well. Next match, Mindaugas Tarasaitis versus Daniel Prokopchuk. I thought Daniel would win, but my God, Mindaugas did come prepared. It was an amazing fight, amazing match, back and forth, first 4 rounds. But I'm very happy for Mindaugas that he managed to win in the end. I believe 4-2 was the score. Great top roll, great press, He was able to transition from the kind of outstretched top roll position and later finish with the press in a couple of rounds, and it was great showing of strength, and that he really has mastered arm wrestling to the fullest level, and he got the title, new champion in 75 kilo class with the right arm. Congrats to Mindaugas, and it was an amazing match. Next one, Artyom Tainov versus Zurab Tavberidze. I saw Artyom was a huge favorite in this one, and it showed. Zurab couldn't really do anything. Artyom just too much hand, too much side pressure, too much everything, so strong on that left arm, and yeah, there was nothing Zurab could do. Like from the first start, you could tell that there's really nothing. To fight Artyom, you have to have at least, I believe, at least very good hand. If you don't have that, he will just take it and pin you. That was that. Paul Lin versus Irakli Zrakashvili. Here as well, I thought maybe if Paul can get into his position, get inside, he can do some damage, but it's really hard to get inside with Irakli, and he showed that to the fullest. Top roll, control, and then finish with the side pressure. And Paul couldn't do anything really in the end, Then Matt Mask versus Wagner Bortolato. We thought that this match would break the table, break the stage, but it turned out to be pretty calm, if you can say that. Yeah, Wagner did some hitting the table, and Matt Mask did his stomp and everything, but overall it was a good match. Wagner showed a lot of strength, but as I said before, lacked the wrist, and Matt Mask was able to take the wrist and finally win a match at East versus West. Matt Mask is back on the board, back on the winning streak, and hopefully he can show us more great arm wrestling in the future. Next one, David Samushia versus Vladimir Myov. I thought that if there is a guy that can stop and maybe beat Samushia, that is Myov. Although many people didn't know him before, but he is really strong guy. Maybe he doesn't look like it, but he's really strong, and looks can be deceiving. And it showed, in those first rounds, Myov beat David Samushia. I think it was first round he beat him. Second round he lost. But the match overall was amazing. Hook war. In the end, David managed to press him. Maybe he missed the start, maybe not. Who knows? But overall was a great match and really made David work. Which we didn't see before. Before that, people were able to beat David in the first round, but then the second round, third round, David completely takes over, and beats them easily. But this time it wasn't that easy. Myov showed a great hook ability, and also top roll, because he top rolled David's wrist out of the hook in one round. It looked amazing. But overall, David too strong, and got the victory in the end. Next match, Ivan Matushenko versus Serino Masic. I thought Ivan is just maybe too strong, maybe on another level, and it showed in the match, but there were some glimpses of weakness as well. Reno was able to press through in one round, and in a couple rounds he was able to stop him in a hook. Because that's the thing with Ivan, he's really fast, really strong, really strong from the start. But if you manage to stop him, there is a chance of beating him. Or if you manage to go before him, which is pretty impossible because he's also very fast. But when you stop him, we saw that he can be beaten, and he hasn't really been challenged in the last couple of years because he's not competing at WAF anymore, and in Russia as well I haven't seen him compete. So definitely a lot of possible matchups in the future for him. On that left arm, I believe he's one of the best in the world. On the right arm, it still remains to be seen, but I think he said his right arm maybe even the same, or maybe even stronger than his left arm. I believe he said it in some interview. But anyway, congrats to Ivan, left hand champion, 115 kilo class, and congrats to Reno as well. He showed a lot of strength. I know how strong Reno is on left arm, and he's pretty damn strong. And yeah, definitely great future ahead of Reno, and we will hear about him for like next 10-20 years to come for sure. John Brzenk versus Krasimir Costadino. In this one, I sure thought John could do a little bit more, could take hand, could win couple rounds, maybe then endurance kicks in and Krasimir can take over. But it wasn't the case. Krasimir from the start showed great composure, great strength in a hook and with side pressure, and was able to beat John Brzenk, I believe 3-0. So it's sad to see John lose, but that's what happens. And the man's a legend. The man is almost 60 years old and still arm wrestling on the highest level and giving tough fights to top guys in their weight class, and that's really amazing. And I wish everybody such longevity in the sport and be able to do that what he does at his age. It was amazing. Next match, Alexander Muratov versus Evgeny Prudnik, left hand world title match. This one for sure I thought would be a little bit closer. I thought Yevgeny could stop Alijan and make it kind of a grind for him to get through, but especially when Yevgeny said that he's 15% stronger, percentages in arm sling, I don't really think they work, maybe 0.5% stronger he was, but 15%, how can you even tell, yeah, you can pick up heavier weights, but on the table it doesn't necessarily always show, because when you try to pick up heavier weight, you usually break your form, and it's not the same as before. But still, Yevgeny showed up, had a great fight, but unfortunately came up short in the end. Well, actually from the beginning, but yeah, Alijan just so strong on the left arm that initial hit you maybe can stop, but then when the second hit comes, that's tough to deal with, and the way he does it, it's really impressive. And yeah, pound for pound, probably strongest guy on the left arm in the world. He could hang with all the super heavyweights, I believe. Would definitely like to see him pull Artyom Morozov with the left arm. And there are talks that he would like to have both titles, 115 or 105 and 115 plus as well. So, or maybe all three of them, And he can definitely do that. And also, I would love to see a match with Ivan Matushenko. That would be amazing. Next match, I believe, was Todd Hutchings versus David Dadikyan. Here as well, I was afraid that, David could just go through Todd like Yevgeny did, or top roll him, or like go through the hook. But the first couple rounds, it looked very, very even. I believe first round David won, then second round Todd won, then David took over. But the way he beat Todd was impressive. If it was top roll, there wouldn't be much to talk about. But again, similarly as Alijan, in a hook, initial hit, Todd stopped, but the second hit, when he kind of like a little bit lets you take over to your side, and then he hits over the top. That was very impressive that he could do that against Todd Hutchings. And obviously training with Denis Tsiplenkov helps a lot, with such a strong training partner. And yeah, new champion in the 105 kilo class with the right arm. And David, I believe, could do a lot of damage with the left arm as well, both in 105, 115 kilo class, and maybe even super heavyweight. So too bad Todd Hutchings, but he had a great run. Also almost 60 years old, and just keeping up with all the young guys. I think Dadikyan was 27 years younger than Todd Hutchings. I know he doesn't look like 25, but he was 25 years old. Todd Hutchings, I think 57 or 58, and amazing match. Todd came up short, and we have new champion in 105 kilo class, and we'll have to see who he faces next. He said Ongarbayev, maybe not on his level, because Todd beat him, and what's the point really of pulling Ongarbayev? But who else is there? You never know. And the last match, Artyom Morozov versus Alex Kurdecha. Again, we thought Artyom Morozov would hook, Alex Kurdecha would top roll, maybe he would take the hand, but it turned out completely otherwise. Both guys were in a hook, and Alex actually was looking very impressive in a hook. Although he was trying to top roll, I believe, in the second or third round, but most of the fights were in a hook, and Alex put up a great fight. It was a mix of styles, transitions. You can see that Alex has evolved as an arm wrestler, evolved his style of pulling. He can pull everywhere, he can top roll, he can hook, he can transition to the press, to the flop wrist press as well from the start. He pressed Morozov with a flop wrist, and the way he came back, Morozov was almost pinned Alex like here, and then Alex like kind of got his shoulder behind, turned it around, and was able to come inside with the shoulder and the press. It was amazing. In the end though, a little bit more endurance, maybe a little bit more power for Morozov, and he was able to beat Alex 4-2 in the end. But if Alex keeps working, keeps pulling, keeps training hard, and keeps motivated for, you know, becoming better, I believe he can be #1 in the world on the left arm, and probably on the right arm as well, because he's like, his frame, he was 665 kilos, and there is still more room to grow, you know. He's so big, so huge, but there's still more to achieve regarding his frame and his weight. But as you know, weight doesn't always necessarily mean better, you know. The more is not better, but he has a potential. So that's what I thought about all the matches, guys. Sorry for the spoilers, I'm gonna put it in the description and the title. But I believe the event was a success. Overall, yes, we didn't have Devon, we didn't have Levan, you know, maybe we didn't have all of the biggest names from super heavyweights. We were waiting for Gennady to come back as well. But overall, I believe the event was still was good. We had amazing matches. Yes, there were some issues with the stream by the end, at least for me. The picture was kind of choppy and it was loading sometimes, and I didn't really watch it with the sound, so I can't commentate on the sound aspect, but I read there were some issues with the sound as well. But, you know, overall I like the event, and I'm really looking forward to East vs West 12, and there are some matches announced already, which I'm going to talk about in the later videos. But yeah, really great times for arm wrestling, really great times to be an arm wrestler on the top level, and an arm wrestler in general. You know, there are so many opportunities for you to get on the bigger stage, and hopefully it just keeps growing and we keep getting stronger and better, you know. That's it for this video, guys. Leave your thoughts in the comments, what you thought about the event, and what are your expectations of East vs West 12. I will see you soon, guys. Stay strong.